This is where the fun begins.
Oh,
I've got a bad feeling about this.
oh my god. Is this going to be the whole episode?
Yes, please. The whole episode.
Fuck it, that's our
Nothing
opening. That I'm leaving all that in.
You have to.
Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue.
I'm Jordan.
Hello there. I'm Jay.
You fucked it up. We gotta start over. No, we'll just keep going. Oh my god, this is exciting and nerve-wracking. All three of us together.
Oh boy, this is it's gonna be a mess.
Like, I just know, based on how chaotic I am with either one of you, that this is going to be just a clusterfuck. I can just tell. Does anybody have any non-topic things that they want to get out there before we get into it? Because Jordan is on a bit of a time limit today, and we've got plenty to talk about.
Well, I mean, I had like a news thing, but it's super not close to the topic, so I'll just.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, anything not related to the topic. Now's the time to do it.
Well, Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, and I just felt that we should mention that at least.
Wait, why is she suing Disney?
Because, okay, so Disney released Black Widow in theaters, and same day Disney Plus Premier Access. And Scarlett Johansson and her lawyer are arguing that there was an agreement to release it exclusively in theaters, and that Disney has broken that agreement, and that Scarlett Johansson has lost out on $50 million because she had a deal for some percentage of the box office, which becomes worthless if people can just watch it on a streaming service without paying anything to the box office. So that's a whole ordeal. That's going to be a fun story to watch how that progresses.
Well, it's a good thing they already killed her character, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's good that she doesn't have any reason to come back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Man, I gotta be honest. And the desire to get back at like movie companies who do try to screw actors over, but at the same time, is she really losing any money? I feel like a lot of people who want to watch Black Widow aren't the type of people who are going to go out of their way to go to a movie theater right now and would be extremely comfortable watching it at home.
I'm just waiting until it gets on regular Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus exclusive or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's like pay-per-view. Like, you pay $30, you unlock Black Widow right now. And it's
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's not worth it. If you're gonna spend $30, go have fun at a movie theater.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you can wait a few months and then you could pay $20 and then own the movie. And
that's also true.
So
that's also a very good point.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to pay you Disney Plus and then pay you again to watch one of the things on your platform when I've already paid you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, HBO Max is a lot nicer about it. Like Suicide Squad, I believe, it comes out like this Friday, or I think it's this Friday, and
really?
It comes out in theaters and on HBO Max, but no additional charge. If you have HBO Max, you get to watch it.
I might have to get HBO Max.
You might have to get it. HBO Max is great. Once again, Blue, this podcast brought to you by HBO Max, because every week I get on some rant about how cool HBO Max is.
You know what? It's funny because for as much as I constantly bitch about DC's movies and like suck off the ghosts of the dick of Marvel's movies, this is the one time that I can see happening for a while where I'll be like, I'm absolutely going to watch that DC movie. I'm not touching that Marvel movie. Both because I'm more interested in the Suicide Squad than I am in Black Widow, and also because of that payment issue.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Jay, did you have anything special that you wanted to say?
I did not, no.
All right, you boring old fuck. Okay. then I say we jump right into today's topic. We are broaching. It is not technically a superhero franchise, though powers are involved. But it's not really an anime or a video game either, although they're
Whole new concept.
Technically been both or will be both. It is a piece of nerd culture, though. In fact, it is pretty much the predominant piece of nerd culture. If you know what a nerd is, you have heard of this franchise. So many people have loved it. So many people have proclaimed to love it while doing nothing but bitching about it. Today, our character is not only going to be a nerd culture character, but a culture character. Like, basically, everybody knows who this is, and we have a lot to talk about as a result of it, because this is a character with 44 years of history now.
This character is from a movie that practically invented the concept of blockbuster franchises.
I'm sorry, 34 years of history. Math. But yes. So
no, it's 40. It's 44 years.
77. No, because 77. 7 plus 4 is 1, so that brings you to 81.
Right.
And then another 30 on top of that.
Oh, then it goes up 40 from there, right? Because then 91.
Wait.
And then 2001.
Fuck.
And then 2011 would be 30.
I'm going to cut all that out. How dare you make me look like a fool on my own podcast? So today we're going to be talking about the one who will bring balance to the Force, the Dark Lord of the Sith, and pretty much everybody's favorite supervillain of all time, Darth Vader, otherwise known as Anakin Skywalker.
Where to begin?
I guess we have to start with the lead up to Phantom Menace, because if we just try and talk about random shit as we think of it, we'll never have any structure. So we got to go chronological order, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. As a quick lead up, we have the... Or do I want to talk about the actual real world lead up to this? Yes, you know what?
That seems like a good place to start, yeah.
I'll start with the real world history, then we'll go back to the beginning in terms of the in-fiction chronological.
Cool.
All right. So, a young man at the time, George Lucas, I think he'd only a couple movies up to this point. I think he did first was it shit. I know he
is it his THX 1138?
Yeah. Basically he had tried, working on a few movies here and there, and they were like okay, they were decently successful, but nothing ever really gained him notoriety. And then he had an idea for a brand new sci-fi franchise. Although sci-fi might not be quite the correct term. It's more of a space fantasy than a
space wizards.
Yeah, pretty much. So his idea was Star Wars, and he took inspiration from old movie serials from when he was a kid, which I know movie serials aren't really a thing today, so people listening might not know what they are. Essentially, in lieu of television where things were episodic on TV, you would go into a movie theater and they would play like a 30-minute to an hour-long episode. And the idea was they were made and structured so that they were like on extremely episodic, kind of like how if you ever watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and you could just jump in at any episode and get it. These movie serials were so that you didn't have to watch them in order. It wasn't a major flowing plot. It's kind of like villain of the week or whatever.
Because the episode would usually have a lot of good exposition or maybe even a narrator. Like the episodes of the Clone Wars in particular did really good at the exact vibe of like the the announcer saying, "Here's what happened last time on whichever serial it was."
Exactly. Seen Avatar: The Legend of Korra when Bolin is doing the
perfect.
movies. Like they look in the middle of an adventure. The narrator will just be like, "Last time, Nuktuk was facing off against the evil Unalaq, and he got dangled above the pit of boiling tar or whatever the fuck. How will we get out of it?" And that was it. Like that was all that you needed. Showed the little clips from the last episode, and then you went in, so you could go in the middle of anything. So the idea that George Lucas had was, let's make them pretend that it's in the middle of a movie serial. So I'll say it's episode 4, because believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, there was never a plan to have episodes 1 prequels. That was not planned out. He's just a fucking lunatic, is all it is.
I do think he eventually, like, because I think when it was first released, there was no episode 4 on it, but he very quickly thought to.
Well, it was initially called Star Wars. It's just called Star Wars, and then it was called Star Wars: A New Hope, and then it was called Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope after Star Wars Episode 5: Empire Strikes Back came out.
That was it. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but even then, still, like the real plan wasn't to make prequels until like probably around the time Empire. But either way, now his original vision of Star Wars was from what we got. For instance, lightsabers function differently. They weren't completely handheld. Now in Star Wars lore, there's what's called a proto-saber, and the proto-saber is actually the original design of the lightsaber. It's a backpack, a mechanical backpack that you wear, like a battery pack, and it's got a tube that comes off it, and the tube connects to the bottom of the hilt of the lightsaber to power it. And what's funny is that it wasn't a special weapon that only Luke or the other Jedi had. Everybody had it. All the stormtroopers had lightsabers. Luke's name was originally Luke Skywalker. It was Anakin Skywalker. The Solo was a lizard man. There was just a lot of conceptual differences. And because, again, George Lucas wasn't famous at the time, he had producers that would actually nut up and tell him, "That's dumb. Do this instead." And that is the best that environment George can operate in, because again, he's a fucking crazy person, and he is
a madman.
He will throw any shit at the wall to see what sticks, and really, that's not how you sell a big block. So he needs people that are willing to not be yes men, and during the prequels, he did not have those. Everybody was a yes man for him. And so he's like, "What if we gave Jar Jar a Jamaican accent?" And they were like, "Good idea, George. You can do no wrong." And he's like, "Okay, I'm not used to that."
Oh, poor Jar Jar.
I hope you like my George impression, by the way.
That was shockingly dead on.
But yeah, so the entire idea of Star Wars was, and again, for all the bitches that want to say that we shouldn't have politics in our nerd culture, it was a World War II allegory.
And a Vietnam War allegory.
Yes, it was both. He did both. Also with World War I imagery. Like, yeah. It's pretty much just all the American wars sort of put in a blender and then shot into space. Because Darth Vader's helmet is based on the old German World War I gas helmets. Because mustard gas was a big thing in World War I.
Yep, and then lots of Nazi imagery with the Imperial forces being predominantly white, black, and red suits.
Yep.
What's funny is that taken straight from one of their ranks too.
Yes.
Yeah, the word stormtroopers is true.
And what's really funny is that apparently it was a mistake, but I feel like it was too good to be a coincidence. Somebody must have thought of it. But Vader, it's the German word for father.
Yeah.
Is it really?
That one's nuts. That one is hilarious. Because I really can't tell if he'd already thought that through when he named the character.
like I could maybe imagine someone thinking up Vader because it's just a cool sounding word, right? Like it's a very
Right.
spacey word. But like then would really nobody have gone like, hey, it's the German word for father as well. Like I know you didn't have Google back then, I get it, but like the sheer amount of people working on it, especially internationally for release, you didn't have a single German go, oh, a father. It's like, what?
So in the German culture, he was literally known as Darth Father.
Pretty
He
much.
was literally known as Daddy.
He
my
even
God.
choked him.
Oh no!
Oh dear God. We're wrapping it. We're wrapping it here.
God, this was a mistake. This is a volatile concoction I've created. Anyway, all right. So that's a little bit of the sort of backstory of the real world creation of Darth Vader and the Star Wars franchise as a whole. Did either of you have anything else to add before we move on to the in-character story?
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure so that I'm not like overly dominating everything here. Because like I don't want to be like, we're moving on, and then one of you be like, I had something to say, but all right then.
Well, actually, sir.
Did you actually have something, or are you just fucking around?
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, got it. All right, so now, as far as the in-character lore, a real bitch sickle named Palpatine, he was the apprentice of Darth Plagueis the Wise, who was at the time the Dark Lord of the Sith. And Plagueis had perfected life manipulation through controlling the Force. Essentially, he could extend someone's life far beyond their natural limitations. He could prevent death. He could save off their death even if they were critically injured, as well as rejuvenate people. And Palpatine, noticing that this ability was pretty rad, came up with a cockamamie master plan that would be literal decades and decades and decades in the making. He killed his master in his sleep. I believe that's what was said, in his sleep, right?
Yes.
And then took all of his research on his life manipulating Force abilities and altered it to create a new application, Jesus birthing. Because Anakin Skywalker is one massive Jesus allegory. Darth Sidious, or Palpatine, as his birth name is, wound up finding a random Tatooine slave woman, Shmi Skywalker, and he was just like, I'm gonna put a baby in you, but not the normal way. And then he just like used the Force on her, and they specified in the prequels that the Force is not directly manipulated, I guess. There's sort of an in-between called midi-chlorians. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I still got to talk about it though. So what do you want me to do?
Okay, is this canon, by the way? Like the midichlorians, yeah. But is it canon? But is it canon that that Sidious created?
Yes.
Anakin?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Has it been confirmed?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'll double
'Cause
check
I
by
know-
Googling it, but
I've heard it before. I just didn't know if it, because I know it's from a book. I just don't remember if that book is canon. Sometimes
I
it's hard to
know,
keep track.
like, the books, the heavy implications in the series itself, the fact that many of the filmmakers are on board with it, like it's hard to say like it's 100% concrete, but it's at least like 95%. Like,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that this is the case.
according to sorry.
No, go ahead.
According to Screen Rant, it wasn't canon that Emperor Palpatine did that, but it says that Darth Plagueis did. But that's Screen Rant, so take that with a grain of salt.
I take that with many grains of salt. It has a
Just gonna
history.
headcanon that Palpatine did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it still makes the most sense thematically.
Right.
But anyway, so enter Anakin Skywalker, a baby born from a fucking Virgin Mary. I don't know if she's actually a virgin, but she definitely wasn't pregnant, was the point. Or she wasn't inseminated, I'll say. And as a being born half from the Force itself, he's pretty much like the most gifted Force sensitive in the whole galaxy. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I think he's the chosen one in theory, right?
Yeah.
But there's an implication in Star Wars Rebels that Luke is actually the chosen one instead. And I've never known if that was wrong or deliberately misleading, or if it's true that the prophecy was misread and that Luke was always destined to wind up being the chosen one. I've never really understood that.
I think it was misread because I have one of the official like Jedi handbooks things that's supposed to be a bunch of lore and whatnot, and the whole part about the prophecy is actually all blacked out.
Like redacted?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fun. I'm gonna say prophecies are bullshit, and a lot of times they're so vague that whoever told the prophecy can just, no matter what the outcome is, be like, but it wasn't exactly wrong, now was it? Because
it did technically bring balance to the Force.
I'm gonna say that this situations where it was both. It was both Anakin and Luke were the ones bringing balance to the Force through their combined actions. But then that's not one, is it? So it's still bullshit either way. Whatever. The point is, most people thought at the time, or the Jedi did anyway, that Anakin was the one that would bring balance to the Force, because after some issues with a trade federation and everything, the Jedi wound up stumbling onto Tatooine, finding Anakin Skywalker. He was really annoying.
God, I feel bad for that kid.
Jake Lloyd.
Oh, I feel so bad for that kid.
It's okay. He has Jingle All the Way to fall back on.
No, this is pod racing.
Oh my god. Seen Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like the whole time I'm watching that movie, I'm just like, you're still a bad actor, and Walker didn't do you any favors, but he does this movie. And like I don't want to be too mean. I understand child actors aren't always like, you know, very good, but like to be a headline in some of these movies.
The reason I feel extra bad for him is that he was apparently just relentlessly bullied by everyone he ever met after making that movie, and wound up with schizophrenia and was like committed or something. I don't know. Like, the dude had a terrible life after Star Wars.
He turned to drugs pretty hard, from what I hear. Regardless, fucking, are you an angel?
Interesting fact, angels actually do exist in the Star Wars universe.
On the moons of Viego.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
God, we're such fucking nerds.
I'm going to put my foot down in this series of space wizards and say that angels existing on the moon is dumb.
Out of everything that happens, it's the angels.
Yes, it is the angels.
Not even the thing that I've told Blue this before. There's only one thing that I strongly disagree with Star Wars, and that's the fact that the Inquisitors can use their double-bladed lightsabers to fly. That is stupid.
Okay, I think I read somewhere that there's supposedly like thrusters in there, but then it's like, but why are you spinning the blades? That's a hazard then.
So we had this discussion, and of course real world science into it, because that's just what I do. And I was like, even if the implication is that you're spinning a heated blade, you know how like heat actually cause an object to rise. Even if that is the implication, it still doesn't work because the lightsabers don't have a guard on one side of them, so the air below them and above them equally. Right. There's a reason a hot air balloon is enclosed. It's only supposed to heat the under air.
Yeah, that's potentially the most ridiculous part. It was the misuse of parsecs, but then they like kind of bullshit explained their way through it in Solo.
God, the whole parsec.
The parsec thing.
Yeah.
Because like he words it like he made in a time limit.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, it's a unit of distance. It's like, this is just fucking light years again.
Yep.
These light years is a measurement of time, and it's like, no, it's not. I shouldn't say everybody. I guess it's more common knowledge now.
But yeah, it's like I think the explanation around it is that the Kessel Run is like the quickest way to do. I remember this was George Lucas's explanation, is that the quickest way to do something is in a straight line, but it's very hard to get anywhere close to a straight line. And so it's that the Millennium Falcon has like such good navigation features and everything that it can like plot a course that takes the least amount of time, and or it takes the least distance or something. I much prefer Kyle Hill's explanation, the guy from the Because Science YouTube series, where he reasoned that the Kessel Run, and this seems to be confirmed by the Solo movie, involves some sort of black hole, and that the closer you can get to the black hole, the faster you can get out of the thing, but you need a really powerful ship to get close enough to a black hole. So if you were close to the black hole, you've like distorted space and you've shaved off some distance. So that's a really weird explanation for it, but I'm going with that one.
Well, a couple things. Like, I understand that if it's like an obstacle course kind of thing, and it's like, oh, talking about who was able to get to the finish with the least amount of distance, like I can understand that. But then why the fuck did he word it like it was like a time trial that he beat?
Yep.
And also, the black hole thing, it just, if you're gravitationally distorting space and shaving off distance, then you can't really say that you use that certain measure of distance because it's been tampered with. Just fucking lying. And he's talking about he did a different impressive thing, if that's the case.
That's how we can headcanon it, then. He's just lying. That's just...
Well, that is something Solo would do.
Yeah.
It's also funny.
He would absolutely bullshit someone to sound
in terms
impressive.
Of like, got the engine power to outrun a black hole, or it's got the navigation systems to plot the perfect course. Neither one of those sounds like the Millennium Falcon, because every time anyone talks about the Millennium Falcon, they talk about what a piece of shit it is. Yep. And the only reason it does anything good is because it's got good pilots.
Yeah, the only person who says anything good about it is Han, when he keeps insisting that it's the fastest ship in the galaxy.
Can I
but
make
everyone looks at it as like, oh, it's a hunk of junk.
In the Solo movie, they fucking implied that Lando was fucking a droid.
Yes.
And that droid ended up becoming part of the Millennium Falcon. So in a way, he technically fucked the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, he's that guy that are.
Yeah.
They made Lando way less cool in a single movie.
That is technically true.
Probably some kind of space Tenga installed in one of the seat cushions.
I feel like there was a character we were going to talk about in this show. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, all right. I get it. Okay, so long story short, I had a pod race, and it was probably the best part of that movie. No, the second best part, Darth Maul fight.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Liam Neeson got killed by Darth Maul. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was not really supposed to have anything to do with this Anakin Skywalker kid, suddenly had it put on him that he had to train the one who will bring balance to the Force. And so he's like, okay, And Anakin Skywalker grew up to be whiny and arrogant and brash and pretty much everything diametrically opposed to Obi-Wan, who is extremely stoic and by the books and
Jesus.
You know what's funny? One of them looks like Jesus, and the other one is portrayed like Jesus. So
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
there is a meme where it's like, the true Lord and Savior in this house, and it's just a fucking picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi from
That's what I was referencing.
Yeah, the famous fireplace mantle.
Look, might be a hot take. I don't know. I think Episode 2 is Obi's best look with the longer hair.
Agreed.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Like, I don't hate the shortcut, but I think the long cut, he looks like he fucks.
I like the longer hair on him better.
Yeah. So Anakin was trained for about 10 years or so by Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wound up then getting embroiled in the start of the Clone Wars, where Anakin would see quite a lot of action as one of the Jedi generals leading an army of clones in multiple battles against the Sith Lord Count Dooku, who was himself another apprentice of Darth Sidious, the droid general, General Grievous, who has a penchant for collecting lightsabers. And by the way, I gotta say, look, again, I'm trying to give the new Clone Wars show a shot at watching it. The old Clone Wars show made Grievous look way more menacing.
Agreed.
Are you talking the 2003 little short Clone Wars thing?
The one by Gendy Tartakovsky, the man who made Samurai Jack, yes.
Okay.
That, look, if you've watched season 2 of that, Grievous is fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah. Grievous is nerfed.
But in the 2008 or whatever animated series, he's so like every episode he pops up in, I feel like I'm watching Team Rocket.
Yep. Are you going with that list of episodes to leave out that I gave you?
I will when I start watching another episode, because I still haven't bothered watching anymore since then, because I'm just like, I don't care about the show. Anyway.
It's one of those things that it's like you don't really, if you watch it far enough in to get into it, the coolest thing ever. But it's one of those that takes watching it enough to get into it.
Yeah.
I typically have a rule of 3 with shows, right? Like, I'm willing to give a show 3 chances to wow me, the first 3 episodes. My Hero Academia already had my attention in episode 1, and it immediately just fucking owned my asshole from episode 2. And Gurren Lagann, similarly, I was already intrigued by episode 1. I was super excited by episode 2, and then by the end of episode 3, I was just like leaping out of my chair and screaming. So it's like, typically, I find that the show cannot impress me in its first 3 episodes. It's like I'm trying to avoid the sunk time fallacy, right? Where it's like, well, you've got so many episodes and this is so many hours of watching, and it takes this many hours just for it to get good, but I got to spend this many hours not enjoying myself when I could be playing video games or watching other shows.
That's why you talk to someone who knows the series very well and can say, skip half of season 1.
Like what you did.
Yes.
For me. Man, it's just, I'll keep trying. I'll keep plugging away at it, but it's just whenever I feel up to it. I'm not making any promises on a deadline.
Yeah, Clone Wars is very interesting because it has because it jumps around so much that one episode it's Mace Windu and a bunch of clones trying to save the people of Ryloth from an invasion. And then the next episode is Jar Jar goes on a happy adventure with a pirate.
Fucking hate that episode.
And so it's just like, it's the most inconsistent show. But the good parts of it are the best parts of Star Wars.
speaking of Jar Jar, what's funny is I never actually had too much of an issue with him in the movies. Like, is he annoying? Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's like mercifully brief on there. But that first episode where Jar Jar is like one of the two main characters of the episode, I was just like, I was dying in my chair. I felt my life force ebbing away.
Yeah, there's another actor who had a just awful time after making Star Wars. Dude got death threats for that.
For being Jar Jar?
Yeah, for being Jar Jar. Like, my God, Star Wars fans, calm down.
Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
That is the most true for both Star Wars and Spider-Man. Where like the people who are the biggest fans are like, I hate everything but this one that I saw first. Whichever one you picked.
Which is why you made a fucking podcast in the first place, because
that's like the whole point of my podcast.
By the way,
like everyone's too negative. You need some fandom optimism.
Yeah. So all right, so Anakin wound up going through many adventures in the Clone Wars, becoming a respected Jedi Knight, no longer a Padawan. But he didn't get a position as a Jedi Master in the Council, and boy, did that just ruffle his jimmies. And how could someone have the rank of Master and not be in the Council? And also he married Padme. Fucking whatever. I hate that romance. It's bad. I don't care if you like things about Star Wars. Can we just all agree on this one thing, that episode 2 did the romance really bad and creepy?
So firstly, he's real creepy. And secondly, they don't have chemistry as actors. And thirdly, in what world does this woman have anything to do with this guy? This is a well-established, beautiful senator who's fallen in love with this petulant, angry child.
And it's funny because Anakin went to her after he killed all the Tuskens and is like, I killed them all, and not just the men, but the women and children. And then she goes on to have babies with them.
Like, she hears that, and she's like, oh, you poor thing. Like, what the fuck, lady? Do you have Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah, and it's like Ewan McGregor is standing right next to you. Pick him. Don't go for the angry child.
Yeah, well, that and child is really appropriate, right? Because she's like 10 years older than him or something.
I think she's only supposed to be 5 years older than him. She's like,
oh man, Natalie Portman was a grown ass woman in that first movie.
Pedophile.
Yeah, I think Natalie Portman was like 18 or 19 when they made that first one, and she's playing 14. And Anakin's like 9 when they first meet. So the characters are 5 years apart. And then when they see each other again, she's like 24 and he's 19.
If Weird Al is to be believed, then yes, that is the age gap.
Yes. My source is the infallible Weird Al Yankovic.
But I'm glad you knew what I meant. But like either way, it's like, so that's a pretty significant age gap for how young they're both supposed to be then still. Yeah. And like, again, he's a fucking psychopath who watches her sleep and shit and goes on weird monologues about sand. And it's like and it's like, yeah, like you said, she's a fucking intergalactic senator who's also very close to probably just as close to her age and infinitely more charming Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
Yeah, so
fucking and funny. It's also like the scene where he comes back after, going on one of those little oopsie daisy murder sprees and wipes out an entire village and is crying about it. And she's like, yeah, this is fine. I have absolutely no red flags about this relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Like, not only is she okay with it, she seems to be like trying to comfort him. Like he's not the one that just murdered an entire family of people.
Oh dear God.
It's like, I understand his mom's dead. I get it. There's more pressing matters though, Padme.
Yep.
Oh no, my mom died. Time to kill a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, and it's like, and again, even if like you're so angry that you're like, I am going to just kill everybody who might have had anything to do with my mom's death. I can understand that, but then you see the women and children, and you go, yeah, you're gonna die too. It's like, okay, now you're just being a fucking dick.
It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm just gonna roll with this.
He really does just like have a tendency towards some dark side shenanigans, and he ultimately has that get used against him, because by the time Revenge of the Sith comes around, it is revealed that Palpatine is in fact not just the Supreme Chancellor and like Commander-in-Chief or whatever the fuck they call it of the clone army of the Republic. He is in fact also the Dark Lord of the Sith. He's just been right there working with the Jedi the whole time, and they were so blind they couldn't fucking tell.
Yep, turns out he's been Jerry from that Pixar short the whole time.
It was
an old man playing chess
along.
with himself in the park.
And they do the fucking like, this party's over. Oh wait, no, that was episode 2. What? Oh yeah, it's the, are you threatening me?
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The
It's
fucking way he
treason,
talks,
then.
the way he talks in that movie is so fucking good. Do it.
I am the Senate.
Do it. Kill it. I don't think either one of you watch Game Grumps, right?
I have.
Oh, cool. If you haven't seen it, then you need to look up Game Grumps. Do it.
Do it. He threw it. That was the first Game Grumps thing I've actually ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a great bit because they just like Jordan, you don't know about this, do you?
I do not.
They were talking about Palpatine and the way he said do it, and then like for 2 episodes, they were just like, hey, if he sees someone choking on their food, do you think he's like, chew it? Or like if he's about to get mugged in an alley, he's like, don't do it. Or it's like, hey, I really need to confuse this issue. Misconstrue it.
How'd the baseball game go? He threw it.
Hey, how'd you do on your date? Blew it.
Blew it. I love it.
And what was the thing he was saying? It was something about like some Jewish prayer or something. It was like, hey, we're at Yom Kippur or something. Would you like to say the Lord's Prayer? Do it. Anyway, so Palpatine winds up fucking up 3 Jedi immediately, and he's fighting Samuel L. Jackson, and then Anakin comes in, having heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise with certain details omitted, like how that killed him. Palpatine told him all about how, like, oh, you could totally save the life of someone you love with this power, and you can't learn it, not from a Jedi. And it's like, that immediately should have been a red flag, right? Like,
yeah, and he keeps doing that slow villain turn with his head.
He did it like 4 times.
as far as Anakin is aware, and most people in the canon at this certain era, there's only 2 Force-using groups. One of them is the Jedi, and if he's saying you can't learn this Force power from the Jedi, it's like, what the fuck did you think he was implying, Anakin? Right, I'm sure he was talking about the Night Sisters.
It's been thoroughly established that Anakin is not particularly bright.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was talking about the Infinite Empire, because anyone knows what the fuck that is.
You know, I guess that's fair enough. Anakin knows about the Night Sisters. He could think, oh, what do I know? Maybe there's like some other Force people. Who knows?
That's stupid.
Palpatine's his daddy.
He's just
Oh my god,
dumb. But anyway, and so like he comes in as Mace Windu has Palpatine dead to rights. Palpatine begs for his life. Mace Windu's like, he's the Dark Lord of the Sith. And up until this point, Anakin had been having visions of Padme dying, and he did all the thinking with his penis and decided to murder Mace Windu. And then immediately he's like, what have I done? It's like, no, this is pretty on brand for you, actually, Anakin. You're constantly just murdering people and fucking everything up.
There is
So-
one thing I did not get about that part of the movie, even though watching it so many times, is the fact that when Mace Windu pretty much has him dead to rights, he wants to kill him. But like that's not the Jedi way. They should have imprisoned him or done something.
Well, that's the thing. That's actually been explained because Mace Windu, he is closer to a gray Jedi. He actually uses the dark side sometimes. He just tempers it with his own discipline.
That I
Like-
didn't know.
And his reasoning is pretty sound in that scene.
Yeah. Also,
He
they kill
owns the
Sith
Senate
all the time.
and the courts.
They kill Sith all the time. So I don't understand why Anakin was like, he should be brought in. It's like, no, this is what we do. These are the one guys we're totally okay to kill. Like,
Yeah, Obi-Wan presumably did it. And then that's how it looked anyway.
and like but the whole thing with Mace Windu is again the better Clone Wars series, Fight Me Scrubs, actually had its own Mace Windu episode where it showed that, like, some people have like a force power specialization, right? Kit Fisto has his force bubbles and everything. Mace Windu's power is force punching. Like he gathers a shit ton of force in his fists, punches rapidly and hard enough to cave in the chassis of a super battle droid like immediately. And he's just he loses his lightsaber for a while, and he literally is just punching an entire droid army to death. And it's like, holy shit, this guy's a madman. Also, that's definitely dark side he's using.
Yeah. This dude is violent.
But
He woke up and shows violence.
That's the entire reason he has the purple lightsaber, is because it's halfway between the blue and the red.
And you know how Star Wars loves their symbolism.
The real reason is because Samuel L. Jackson was like, I want a purple lightsaber. And they're like, all right, whatever you want, Sam.
You don't say no to Samuel L. Jackson.
Honestly, I'd want a purple lightsaber too.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So now having murdered, as far as he was aware at the time, the last Jedi Master, Anakin is like, I'm full in, I guess. He gets renamed as Darth Vader. He gets some gonorrhea in his eye. I think that's the one that makes your eyes turn yellow, right?
Probably.
Did you say gonorrhea in his eye?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's either like chlamydia or gonorrhea. It turns your eyes yellow. So that was the joke when that movie came out, that he had an STD.
Fucking Padme.
Told you, man. She was an attractive senator. She probably got around long before Anakin was legal. But anyway, yeah, and the fun part. It's funny whenever in the sequel trilogy they talk about how reverent the lightsaber of Luke Skywalker is, because it's also the lightsaber that is the Youngling Killer 9000.
Oh boy.
Because Anakin goes into a room full of toddlers and murders them.
That's my favorite scene.
There's too many of them. So sad.
What was that one meme? It was like, I can't remember. It's like one of those that's along the lines of like Swiggity Sweetie coming for the booty. It was like something time to murder children or something.
There was one meme I saw where it was just that they called him Master Skywalker, and he looked at them and said, "What did you say?" and activates his lightsaber.
Oh God. So at this point, evil, and then he winds up being confronted on Mustafar, the lava planet, by Padme, who is pregnant and like ready to pop at any second. And she's like, "Oh my God, Anakin, you gotta stop!" And then like Obi-Wan had actually stowed away on the ship, unknown to Padme. So he comes out and he's just immediately like, "You're working with him," and then starts choking Padme to death.
Harder,
and it's like, I thought you were literally doing all of this to save her life, and then you are the reason she died. You fucking idiot! You are a failure. I can't wait till you get in that goddamn suit, because then you're immediately less shitty.
Except in this particular movie.
I don't know. People still make fun of the nose scene, but
the nose is real weird.
No.
I still like it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's also great because like he's warping all of the objects and like crushing people without even meaning
I
to.
like that.
Because of
That's
the sheer amount of force that he's giving off. Like that's how powerful he is at that point. And there's some argument to be made that he's more powerful in the force now, that he's like half cybernetic, because it's this idea of like your body has a set amount of like force, but because he has less body now, he doesn't lose that amount. It's now condensed in on itself.
Okay, I'll buy that.
See, I heard the complete opposite.
That's some space wizard math, but okay.
Well, it's argued that that's the case because he starts doing way more ridiculous feats with the Force after he becomes Darth Vader. But also, he's also physically more powerful because, again, his limbs are fucking robotic now. So,
yeah, he can pick people up with one arm and throw them around.
Yeah, he really likes choking people, whether it's force choke or not. Like
I'm telling you, man, he's got some deep kink in there somewhere. Yeah.
Padme was into some weird shit. How do you think he got that STD?
This is how I carry on my love for my dead wife. This is how I will murder people from now on.
This is how I deal with my grief.
Really, he was just trying to get one last fuck before he had to fight Obi-Wan.
Oh my god.
That's why he choked her.
Oh dear God.
Hey Obi-Wan, give me just a second. I got something I gotta do here.
The little cyborg who couldn't.
And then Obi-Wan is like, "Stop! You're killing her!" And he's like, "Oh fuck, Obi-Wan. Yes, I was killing her. That's all that was happening." Anyway, so yeah. Long story short, big old bing bang boom laser sword fight. Can we talk real quick? The bit where they twirl their lightsabers for like 2 seconds straight.
Epic.
Stupid.
Epic.
Dumb.
It was epic. I'm sorry.
It's beautiful.
They were literally trying to find a weakness in each other's defenses.
No,
that's what that was.
Twirling their sticks like batons, and they're looking like doing a behind the back move and everything, and then it's all for like one one little clash, and it's like, that is not a move that will ever be useful in a fight. And no, if you're like, I'm going to analyze and try to find a weakness in my opponent's stance or whatever, you know what you do? You hold your sword in front of you in a guarded position and while you analyze them so that you can block yourself. You don't start spinning your weapon behind your back so that you can immediately get stabbed in the gullet.
But it would throw your opponent off.
Well choreographed that I do not care for logic at this point.
I argue that it's terribly choreographed for that moment. The rest of the fight is fantastically choreographed, but I find that part of choreography is that it needs to have some semblance of sense. It can't just look cool. Yes, it's very cool. They spun the glowy stick, but but it immediately took me out of the fight, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Because, like, for everything else that happens in that fight, like where they grab each other's lightsaber arm and they're like struggling and it's very visceral and grounded, or like every clash feels like they're like really pushing against each other.
Yeah, it's like one of the only moments in Star Wars that devolves into a fist fight.
Pretty much. It's like, it's very... Like, that fight is so heavy, both with, like, the implications of what is to come, the drama of what came before. The choreography feels so grounded. The environment that they're in is so treacherous and dangerous. Everything is so perfect. But they do that fucking spin, and it's dumb.
Come on, if you had a fucking lightsaber, would you not spin it?
Not when I'm fighting for my life. I do it like when I'm showing off to someone. Anyway, he gets his arms and legs cut off because Obi-Wan had the high ground. Like, that means fucking anything in a series where they have force speed and force jump and telekinesis.
Yeah, well, I guess based on where he's standing and where Anakin's standing, what I like is that Obi-Wan, the way I like to think of it at least, is that Obi-Wan knows that the only way for Anakin to get an advantage is to jump over him the same way he himself jumped over Maul. So he's real good at he's like, I know exactly what you're gonna do because this is the kind of training that I would have imparted on you, so I know how to defeat it.
So I was waiting for that argument of yours because we've had this discussion before, because now I've come up with a counter argument.
Oh no.
What if he ran around?
Well, it's too low. It's too low. It's too low.
No. It was a slight hill with an incline of maybe 5 feet. And he could use force speed and just run around a little bit and go up the hill slightly farther away.
No, it's too low because we see that like 5 to 6 feet in front of Obi-Wan is where you start catching on fire.
But Anakin was already in front of the fire catching zone.
No, he was on the platform out in the river,
which protected him from the heat.
Yeah. He wasn't on the hill yet. He was still in the river on the little platform thing. And so if he jumped in front of Obi-Wan, he catches on fire. So his only option is to jump behind Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan knows exactly how to defeat that exact move.
Well, then I still bring up my other counter argument. They still have telekinesis. Why didn't he float his platform over?
Yeah, okay, sure.
That's fair.
Because Anakin is not very bright.
He's a fucking failure, that's why.
Because then you wouldn't have that awesome scene where he got all of his limbs cut off.
Yeah. We get one
George
Skywalker extra crispy.
George Lucas couldn't figure out how he becomes like trapped in the suit, so he was like, we designed the rest of this fight, and I really need to come up with a way that but I'm tired, so fuck it.
Yep. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
So he gets his arms and legs chopped off. Well, I'm sorry, he gets one of his arms chopped off, and it was the only real arm that he still had because he already had the other arm chopped off in the last movie. Then he gets his leg nub dipped just a little bit in the lava, just a touch. It's still enough to set his whole body on fire. So he's left, and then Obi-Wan's like, yeah, I shouldn't double tap or anything. Like, I'll just and it's like people are like, well, he didn't want to kill him. It's like, no, he was already killing him. It's just now he was leaving him to slowly suffocate to death through burned, ashy lungs.
Yeah, he really should have
ended him
through the head with his lightsaber at that point.
If you wanted to do like the merciful thing and like because you love this man who used to be like your brother, then yeah, you should have killed him quickly with your lightsaber.
But he picks up Anakin's lightsaber, and I love the bold-faced lie when he gives it to Luke of, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. I didn't hear him say that.
From his perspective, that's what happened.
He was just screaming. He didn't say anything like that.
It sounds a lot more inspirational than your father tried to murder you in utero.
Yeah, I saw the meme of like Obi-Wan saying, this is your father's lightsaber. He used it to murder 18 children, and then I cut off all of his limbs and left him burning in a volcano. But here's your laser sword.
God. Yeah, and after that, Palpatine manages to get to him before he fucking dies, and he puts him in a cybernetic suit with new limbs and everything, and a respirator. And then we hear the iconic
but badass.
Yeah.
The first time you hear that first breath after you hear the dramatic music and the chorus and everything, John Williams at his absolute best, and then the helmet is lowering down, and then it clicks, and then you hear that little air decompressing sound
of like
all the air pressurizing, and then he takes his first breath, and I was like, oh boy, this is an emotional moment for me.
So I have a take. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but it's a take.
No, I knew it probably is.
Oh, I'm so spicy. when it comes to the prequel movies, I think they look pretty bad because they were not yet at a point where all CGI environments could be done effectively, and they were really pushing for the entirely CGI, all green screen thing. Now that being said, everyone says, yeah, but in episode 3, it looks really cool. And my argument is that's because there's a stark divide between the way that the world looks in episodes 1 and 2 and episodes 4, 5, and 6. And episode 3 had to bridge the divide. So it is a transition piece. So it only looks better because it looks more like the aesthetic of the original movies. Like the bit where Darth Vader is in the surgery room getting the suit put on him and it's all black and white. That is a sort of environment, that's a sort of set taken straight out of the original trilogy. Like, they were very minimalist with their colors in their sets. They kept it to 2, maybe 3 colors with an accent sometimes. And the only colors that really popped were those of the characters themselves on screen, on top of the set. But in the first 2 episodes, the minimalist aesthetic is fucking gone. They CGI everything, and there's so much happening constantly that the characters don't pop. They sort of fade into the background almost. But like, imagine just about any scene in Star Wars. On Tatooine, everything's mostly brown. In the Mos Eisley Cantina, there's more color, but everything's dark, so it still sort of bleeds into similar like aesthetics. The Death Star, it's all the same colored hallways. The fucking Hoth, it's all blue and white. Like, everything is extremely minimalist, and when they do that, and it's the same things with like the reactor control room that they fight in episode 5, or the carbon freezing chamber, sorry, and all of that, like, everything looks so good because it doesn't overcomplicate the backgrounds. And I find that as they transition to that, like, Mustafar is all red. So that's part of the reason why it starts to look more like classic Star Wars, is because they start going more into the minimalist aesthetic.
That's an interesting point.
And I find, like, I am a sucker for minimalist aesthetic. Like, I find when things aren't so busy that they have a much more clear focal point. Maybe it's because I do have ADHD, but I find that much more appealing, and it gives my scattered brain a greater focus on what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. All right, Jordan, are you still good to talk here for a little bit longer, or do you want us to give you a way out?
Well, I am probably going to, bail out as you guys get into the original trilogy era of Vader. But before I go, since we're right at the turning point, let's talk about how the Jedi are kind of responsible for this shit. Because,
100%.
Because it's like, Yoda has his fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And yeah, kind of true, as in a sort of societal sense, that being afraid of stuff leads you to hating it, and then you get angry, and then everyone suffers. But on a personal sense, all this suppressing emotion doomed this kid from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep saying he's too old for us to start training him, and they maybe should have gone with that impulse, because this kid was not successfully indoctrinated into this emotionless society young enough for him to be able to suppress all these emotions.
I like that you use the word indoctrinating, because that's literally what the Jedi Order does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they grab those kids super young, so they're super impressionable. It's the same shit as, like, fucking the fucked up shit that they do in Halo, where they flash clone a kidnapped kid so that the parents see their child die in a couple of days, but they have the real one. And they're like, hey, you've got nothing to go back to, so now you're primed for indoctrination. You love the military now. And it's very similar. It's like I feel like the average Star Wars fan still has this idea that the Jedi are all good and the Sith are all evil. And
they are horribly flawed.
They really...
Jay, we were just having a talk about like religion yesterday, and how like the idea of God and the devil is infinitely more interesting when it's not good versus evil, but it's order versus freedom. And that's exactly what the Jedi and the Sith really are. It is one demands order and discipline and dedication to sort of crystallize your entire being into a single focus, and the other wants you to be able to live your life and go
do whatever
full
the fuck
wild
you
with your
want.
emotions. Yeah.
Interesting fact about the Jedi Order that kind of proves the fact that they're fucked up is if the parent doesn't want their kid to be going into the Jedi Order, the Jedi have two options at that point. They can either kidnap that kid or they can straight up kill it in fear that it'll fall to the dark side.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, and that's why, like, whenever people bring up the criticisms about The Last Jedi and they're like, oh, they're just trampling on the Jedi of the past. It's like, good. Did you pay attention? They were terrible.
Yeah, Luke is completely right when he gives that speech about how dumb the Jedi were.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's like, you can't fucking tell someone who was a part of the Jedi that he doesn't know what he's talking about and that the Jedi were good. No, he was there, dude. Like, and for any of us who have paid really close attention to the Order of the Jedi, like, not just what we see in the movies, but like in all of the extended stuff, the video games and the fucking Old Republic history, and I'm aware that's 50,000 years separate, but still, it's still remarkably similar in many ways. And every book, every show, like every bit more of the Jedi Order we get to see just proves more and more that they are not good. They are better than the Sith, but they are fucked up in their own ways.
Oh yeah.
All right, Jordan, if you're gonna have to get going, I will give you the opportunity to do your plugs.
All right, so I will go ahead and plug the Fandom Optimists, which you can find pretty much everywhere that this podcast is available. You can follow that on Twitter at Fandom Optimists. My closing thoughts will be I'm going to side with Yoda. Don't give yourself over to hatred. Don't define yourself by it. But I'm going to vehemently disagree with Yoda that you should never allow yourself to feel fear or anger. Don't hide from your emotions, but don't give in to the darkness. And stay optimistic. That's going to be my closing thoughts.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on to this. And next time we talk about us, I'll have both of you on for that again. Me and Jay are gonna now talk about the original trilogy, but it was lovely having you here, my friend.
It was
Fantastic.
nice talking to you.
Thanks for having me. And when I leave, this is probably going to stop your recording. So be braced.
So,
all right.
Well, I might have to merge cuts. That's fine.
Yeah, you may have to. All right. I'm going to bail out right here. See you guys.
All right. Later. Oh, cool. It's still going. Right? Hello?
Yeah.
I said that and I didn't hear anything from you. And I was like, or not. Okay. So, Jay, we're now in the original trilogy. Vader. There's now I'm getting to a point where it's like I have figured out what I want to talk about, because there's also a lot of in between stuff that happens. You know what? I want to open up what I believe is the perfect quote to encapsulate the legacy of Darth Vader, not Anakin Skywalker, specifically Darth Vader.
Okay.
There's a comic, and there's a comic panel where Darth Vader is in the middle of like a barren field area, like there's no grass or anything, it's all just dirt and like some hills, and there's probably about 50 to 100 armed soldiers like taking cover behind the hills and spread out in a circle around him. And they say, "Give it up, Vader." Grounded. And he simply ignites his lightsaber, looks up, and says, "The only thing I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men."
That gave me chills.
It was right, because he proceeded to murder every single one of them. It's so good. The entirety of Darth Vader is just, he is like a force of nature put in a suit. He's not a man anymore. He is just a terror on legs. And he is so unnervingly powerful that in one of my favorite Star Wars video games of all time, Star Wars Fallen Order, no matter what beast or trained assassin that you are fighting against, it is always a proper fight. The objective is always to defeat this enemy, even if they are wildly stronger than you, even if ultimately you don't really deal the finishing blow and some sort of environmental thing happens that separates you from them. You never really are told to just run away. You're always trying to improve and get stronger and beat the bad guy. And then you fight the technical final boss, because it's the only one that's still a fight at the end. And as you begin to talk down, I believe it's the second sister, she starts to come around that maybe she can rejoin the light side, and then there's just a dull thudding she hears in the background, and she starts having a panic attack and hyperventilating, and then you just hear and you see him step out of the mist in the background, and he immediately just murders her, seemingly kills your character's mentor. And the game objective becomes run. And if you take a moment to pause and look at Darth Vader's character entry, while every other one is like, oh, they have this ability and they're this skilled and they're super dangerous, proceed with caution or whatever, Darth Vader's is like, you're not going to win. And sure enough, you just have to book it, because Darth Vader is that dude that when he shows up, you're like, I'm either going to get away barely or I'm going to die. That is my only options.
And it's funny too, because usually in games like that, it's very hard, like super hard, but you can still beat the boss. And this one, you just can't.
No, like the second that you like move to attack him, he like immediately just freezes your body in place with the Force. If you do manage to swing your lightsaber at him, he just effortlessly blocks it. And then like immediately counterattacks you with something much more brutal that's unblockable. Like he hits you maybe 2 times before Cal, who's your character, is just like, fuck this, and the camera immediately turns 180 degrees to the exit. It's like you can't throw anything at him. He can either immediately force deflect things much stronger than you can force throw them, or he'll just let them hit him and they ping off his fucking half metallic body anyway. And it's just like, and what's terrifying is that like he moves real slow because he's kind of like a tank now, right?
Yeah.
So like you outrun him, you get in an elevator, you go up to a completely different level of the facility, you walk through, you open a door, and he's suddenly somehow in front of you, even though there was no other way up there to your knowledge. And you're just like, oh, what the fuck? How are you faster than me too? He's terrifying. He's and it's like, I feel like we didn't get a proper sense of just how terrifying he is in the original trilogy, because at that point he was sort of old and, you know, the effects and the choreography weren't as intense. But like a great scene to showcase how scary he is from Rogue One. I hate Rogue One, but that scene, oh my god, it almost made me fall in love with that movie entirely.
That was an amazing scene.
It was so good, and it was so, and again, it keeps to the minimalist aesthetic I'm talking about. They're in like a white hallway, right? But the lights go out and the red emergency lights come on, and it's further lit red by the red glowing of his lightsaber, and it's just him in his black suit with all the red lighting around him, so he still pops out amidst the red, and just him carving through these henchmen. And it's just like, ooh. And it's like they're so afraid. They're trying to get out or kill him to survive. And it's like being trapped inside a cave with a bear at the cave entrance. You're just like, what do I even try to do here? Because nothing is an option. Yeah, I feel like most everybody like knows the general story of Darth Vader at this point, but essentially, Luke Skywalker, 20 years after surviving being born from his dying mother, he winds up on this big quest to save Princess Leia from the planet-killing space station known as the Death Star. And he never even saw Darth Vader face to face in the first movie. His only real interaction with Vader was when they both got in a starfighter. Vader was in a TIE fighter and Luke was in an X-Wing. And it was during the trench run when Luke had to fire his proton torpedo to blow up the Death Star. And Vader was just on his ass with two flanking other TIE fighter pilots with him. And he was really showing why he used to be called the greatest pilot in the galaxy, before he was the most terrifying man in the galaxy. Because he was really fucking up this entire squadron of X-Wings with just like 2 escorts. And really, like, the only mention that he even makes of Luke is the Force is strong with this one. And then I have you now when he has him targeted. And then the only reason that Luke survives that is because Han comes out of nowhere with the Millennium Falcon, immediately blows up one of the escorts, shoots the other one in the wing so it veers off course, and then knocks Vader off course. So Vader does a flippy-dippy through space until the next movie. But then in Empire, that is when Vader's tuned in to the fact that that guy who blew up the Death Star, he is the son of Anakin Skywalker. And Vader's like, that's impossible. And Palpatine's like, no, dude, you're a fucking idiot. She lived and gave birth. Like, and he's like, oh, shit. So he is very quick to be like, maybe we could turn him to our side. And Palpatine's like, And Vader's like, come on, man, he's my kid. And it's like, fine, try it. But if he doesn't join, kill him. And so that leads to the famous confrontation in the carbon freezing chamber, where Vader really just makes Luke look like a bitch for that entire fight.
Yeah.
Really, anything that is like impressive that Luke does is just using his wits and his skill that he's cobbled together so far to escape a situation where Vader would have easily won. Impressive that he's surviving as long as he is, really. Yeah, Vader chops off Luke's hand, and
like
then
father, like son,
and then decides to tell him, "I'm your dad, boogie woogie woogie." And it's like, you know what? Again, maybe that's the Anakin fuck up in you, but personally, I would have told him that before I chopped off his hand and gave him reason to hate me in pain and anger.
So you would have told him before and then chopped off his hand.
I would have told him, and then if he was like, fuck you, dad, then I would have chopped off his hand.
You're not my dad.
Like, okay, I'm playing nice. Now either join me or I chop the rest of you up. He's like, look, man, he's giving me 2 options, recruit you or kill you. So one of those is happening by the end of the day. And Luke manages to get away because he just takes a dive, manages to slide through some weird space chutes. What even was that place that they were in with the chutes?
I think it was supposed to be for trash, if I'm remembering correctly. But it's also kind of weird because if it's for trash, why would there be so many different chutes leading out different ways?
And why would there be a weird balcony walkway like overlooking it all?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's time to do the daily job of looking at trash as it goes through our automated system. Like, isn't that the point of an automated system, that you don't gotta look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just whatever that room is, I'm sure they fucking got plans to make a movie to explain that room, just like how they had plans to make a movie to explain Han Solo's jacket
And his dice.
And his name.
Yeah. That was stupid.
Yeah. So after that, really the culmination of Darth Vader's story is in Return of the Jedi, where he's not been successful at recruiting Luke. Luke has had some time to, become more skilled as a Jedi. They start making a second Death Star, and this time Palpatine decides to be on it because he wants to oversee the dark side turning of Luke himself. Because, well, if Anakin Skywalker can't get Luke to turn to the dark side, then the guy who made Anakin Skywalker turn to the dark side probably can. And he pretty effective. He starts pissing Luke off, talking about how he's going to kill all his friends and everything, and Luke actually does try to behead him, and Vader's right there to block it. So Palpatine's pretty happy with the situation. And the first ever lightsaber throw happens there. They really should do it more often.
Yeah.
Incredibly effective. But Vader throws his lightsaber, cuts the walkway that Luke is standing on, and then uses the Force to boomerang it back into his hand. It's in like every single video game, and they've only ever done it like once in the movies. But
just like Force healing.
Yeah. So they're ramping up their fight, and Luke is starting to go full dark side now. He just starts wailing super aggressive on Darth Vader over and over and over and over, pummeling the shit out of him as Vader is like on his knees now trying to block these heavy strikes. And then he successfully takes off Vader's arm, only to see it like it was already cybernetics. He's already lost most of his body. And Palpatine does his fucking do it thing again, encouraging Luke to kill his place as the new Dark Lord of the Sith. And Luke just tosses his lightsaber aside and is like, I won't do it. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. Or that might have been the line earlier. I can't remember. I haven't watched this movie super many times. But and Palpatine's like, all right, fuck you then. And then starts Force lightning the shit out of Luke. And Luke's just like, Father, help. And Vader, in a moment of prophecy fulfillment, as well as trying to make up for 20-something years of being the worst dad in the galaxy, just grabs Palpatine from behind, lifts him over his head like he's a fucking gremlin or something, and just like yeets him off the side of the railing and down into the core, and Palpatine fucking explodes. But Vader also got fried by a bunch of that Force lightning that was still coming out because I guess Palpatine developed rigor mortis all of a sudden, and his arms were still straight out and shooting electricity out of them, and he's just like, so all of Vader's cybernetic systems are shutting down now, and he's going to die one way or the other. So the Death Star is about to blow up. He asks Luke to remove his helmet so that he can see him with his own eyes. And we see the really fucked up head of Anakin Skywalker. And
I hate that they gave him eyebrows.
Why?
It just doesn't feel right knowing that he was like burnt to a fucking crisp and then now he has eyebrows.
I suppose that's true, yeah. But you know what's funny is the first time I actually saw that scene, I thought he had like toilet paper stuck to his head. Because of like the makeup work that they used to make it look like he was scarred and punctured in certain places on his head. It I don't know why. I was just like, oh, that looks like that thing that you do when you wet toilet paper and you like press it to like your forehead or something.
Mm.
Whatever. But anyway, so he talks to him for a little bit. Luke leaves. The Death Star blows up. He at least took Vader's helmet because it's burned in the funeral pyre.
But not completely.
Nope, it's just kind of melty the next time we see it. And apparently doing that, killing Palpatine, was good enough for Anakin Skywalker to go to Star Wars heaven and become a Force ghost, and smile next to Yoda and Obi-Wan at the end of it all, which is like, no, fuck you, get away from me. You murdered me. Stay the fuck away. Why are you even a Force ghost? You did not turn to the light at the end. Everyone's like, oh, Darth Vader was redeemed. No, he wasn't. He did one good thing after 20 years of murdering everyone.
I also hate the fact that they changed his Force Ghost to the original Anakin Skywalker, while the other two are just like still old as shit.
They changed it to Hayden Christensen in the re-releases, and it's like, no, let it be the original guy. You fucks. Like, why would he look younger? The others clearly look the way they did when they died. If you were going to change it to Hayden Christensen, why didn't you change Ewan McGregor or fucking Obi-Wan to Ewan McGregor? Oh yeah, it's because you actually have respect for Alec Guinness, but you don't have respect for the poor guy who originally played Anakin Skywalker, you fucks.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and that's more or less where Darth Vader's story ends, though some legacy. Ben Solo would one day try to emulate his grandfather, but he ultimately has to learn the lesson that he's very different from Vader and he's got to do things his own way, which is a nice lesson for the kids to learn. You can have an icon, an idol, even if they're the world's greatest child murderers, but you still can only take aspects from them. You still got to be you.
What's that saying? You should never meet your idols.
Yeah, because I feel like Ben would have probably got choked at some point.
Probably.
Speaking of, let's talk about abilities. So pretty much everybody knows, but Darth Vader is a master of lightsaber combat. I could probably look at what forms he knows, but I don't feel like it. Because really lightsaber forms sort of take a back seat with his new methodology of like moving. He's just very slow and deliberate, and he just swings that fucking sword like it's a baseball bat and he'll just cleave right through you.
Interesting fact about his suit. Emperor Palpatine actually made it so it would be weak to his Force lightning.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's the rule of two thing, but like, wow, man. It's a pussy shit.
Yeah.
It also looks like it shouldn't be because it's very padded.
Yeah, but he specifically designed it for that. Fucking asshole.
God. Jesus. Vader's main thing is the Force. He really likes his Force chokes, but he can also do a lightsaber throw. He can sense someone's presence as well as their intentions by reaching out with his mind to touch someone else's. He's capable of force persuasion, just like anyone else who's proficient enough in the force is. Telekinesis, oh man, this man straight up made a storm of random debris and just started fucking Luke up for a while in that fight scene.
Yeah.
As well as, again, with the final quote-unquote boss of Jedi Fallen Order, the way he just like makes it's like a expanding bubble of force outwards from himself, and it just warps the metal grating that they're standing on, and he's just having everything in the environment starts floating, so it suddenly turns from a walkway into an obstacle course where you have to leap and wall run and dive and everything. It's just like, man, he does a lot at once, and it's like, I know it's not canon, but the Force Awakens games, Starkiller, who is Darth Vader's apprentice in those games, pulls a fucking Star Destroyer out of the sky, and he still implied that he's like maybe on the level of how strong in the Force Vader is. It's like, holy shit!
I find it funny that if you count Darth Vader and Anakin as the same people, he's technically had two Padawans, one that he trained in the light side and then one he trained in the dark side.
Yep. I think that's cool.
It is cool.
But they won't let Starkiller be canon because we can't have nice things.
He should be canon.
You know who else should be canon? Fucking Kyle Katarn.
Mm.
I was so excited when The Mandalorian introduced the Dark Troopers.
Yeah.
Because they first appeared in Dark Forces, which is the first game that Kyle Katarn appeared in. So I was like, is Kyle Katarn going to appear in the show? Of course not. Why would he? Fuck me. Anyway, and like, in addition to the force powers and the lightsaber combat, again, he's a cyborg. He is ridiculously physically strong. Like, the first time we see him, he grabs a man by the throat and lifts him up like a solid like 3 feet off the ground pretty effortlessly, and just chokes him to death with one hand, like crushing his fucking what's the word for it? What's the word for your throat?
Windpipe?
Larynx.
Oh.
That's it. Crushes his larynx beneath his fingers and then just tosses him aside against one of the walls. And it's not even like he like twists his body to get the momentum. Nope, just his torso is still. He just moves his arm. It's like, that's how much strength he has.
I love the scene where he's choking an admiral and he's like, do not choke on your ads. What was it? Aspiration.
Oh, yeah.
That was an epic scene.
He talked kind of differently in the first movie. Like,
because he had a different actor, didn't he?
No. So okay, the deal with Vader's actor is David Prowse is the man that was actually in the suit because he's tall as fuck. But what's really fucked up, David Prowse did the entire performance in that first movie. He spoke every line and delivered every delivery because he thought that he was going to have his voice be on camera. They just never told him that they dubbed over him with James Earl Jones, and he didn't find out until the movie premiered and he saw it in theaters.
Oh, that is dirty.
That's really fucked up.
Oh.
And he was treated like shit by them for years, and still he always came back to do it. He was always underappreciated. So as soon as the Star Wars fan community got wind of this, they started like revering David Prowse. Like, man, you're the real hero. Like, thank you so much for still putting up with this to give more enjoyment to the fans. I think he passed away recently.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and don't get me wrong, love James Earl Jones. He does a fantastic voice work as Darth Vader. And really anything he's in. He's one of the most iconic voices in the business. Like Mufasa. Come on.
He's like the equivalent of Morgan Freeman in terms of voices.
For me, I actually think that James Earl Jones is more recognizable than Morgan Freeman.
Really?
Yeah, like I can pick up Morgan Freeman pretty quickly, but as like the first syllable that comes out of James Earl Jones's mouth, I'm just like, it's my guy. He was also great as the old man in The Sandlot.
Never seen it.
You've never seen The Sandlot? Oh yeah, I forget you're a baby.
I'm 20 years old, dude.
Tiny baby.
Pretty sure I was the youngest out of all three of us.
Yes, Jordan is older than you, but I'm older than everyone, I guess. I'm just
fucking old man.
Where's my cane?
Okay, boomer.
Don't call me that. That's the one thing that takes the joke too far. Anyway, I'm a millennial. Thank you very much. We were made fun of by boomers. They called us pussies and lazy and all that shit for decades. We walked so you could run. Anyway, is there anything else that we should like talk about with Darth Vader?
I like the fact that this is just a thing that I noticed, is that his lightsaber as Darth Vader is pretty much just like a dark side version of his original lightsaber, if you compare them side to side.
Oh yeah? I've actually always had a little bit of trouble differentiating lightsabers. I know some people are like professionals that just like they'll see a lightsaber and they can immediately identify whose it is and what generation it is, and I'm just like, some of it is shiny flat metal and some of it is wobbly old metal. Some have little doodles and some have little gizmos. Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty decent at recognizing people's lightsabers. Like, I'm not the best because I don't know everybody, but
like, I think the easiest lightsabers for me to recognize are like those of Count Dooku, because he's got the curved handle and nobody else had that shit except for like Asajj Ventress.
That's true.
Oh, I should say Asajj Ventress from the 2003 series. I don't know if she had a curved handle in the Clone Wars.
She did.
Okay.
2.
Yeah, it was 2 single blade curved lightsabers. I'm glad they kept that because that was fucking iconic.
There is something I do want to mention about Star Wars that I find fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
You know the oh god, I can't remember her name now. Okay, so you know Ahsoka Tano, right? Her
yeah. I
there
know a bit about her.
There was somebody on the Jedi Council who was the same species as her, but I can't remember her name right now.
Isla Sakura, right?
No, she was a Twi'lek, wasn't she?
Shakti.
Yep, that's it. She has been killed in Star Wars so many different times. Because she was killed in the original Clone Wars animated show, the one that we were just talking about.
Yep.
She was killed in the deleted scenes in Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
She was killed in Force Awakens. And I'm pretty sure... Huh?
In Force Awakens?
Yeah, you kill her. That's one of your people that you have to kill.
Oh, okay. I don't remember
Or
that
the
one.
Force Unleashed. Why did I say Force Awakens?
Oh, well, I was still thinking of the proper one, so we both fucked up in the same way. But yeah, because I know you first fight the guy that becomes your mentor, and then you fight Weird Junk Man.
Yep. And then you go to, I forget which planet, but you go to a planet and you have to kill Shakti and her apprentice at the time, because she sees you kill him or her, ends up joining the dark side, and you have to fight her later on.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Don't quote me on this one, but I could have sworn she was also killed in the comics at some point too.
Probably.
But she's been killed so many different times. I find it funny.
She's the fridge girl of Star Wars. Do you know what that is?
No.
Have you ever heard of fridging?
That sounds vaguely dirty, but no, I haven't.
Well, it's not dirty in the way you're thinking, but it is fucked up. It's a practice where a female character, usually a love interest, is introduced in a story specifically so that she can be murdered to provide despair and motivation to the male lead.
Damn.
The term originated because the best Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, he had a girlfriend, and the most significant thing his girlfriend ever did was one day he went home and opened his fridge, and he found her body chopped up into pieces and stuffed in the fridge by one of his enemies.
Harsh.
Yeah, so that's fridging.
Okay. I don't think she was a potential love interest for anybody, though.
No, but she's the girl they seem to really enjoy killing, so I still say it counts.
I was thinking she was more so like a Krillin of Star Wars.
You know what's funny is that Krillin actually hasn't died that many times more than anyone else.
No?
He died once in Dragon Ball. He died again when Frieza blew him up. He died again when everyone on Earth was killed by Majin Buu. And he died one more time in Dragon Ball GT. But, so that's 4 deaths. But also, like, Chaozu died 3 times. Yamcha died twice. Goku has died 3 times, I believe. He died first with Raditz, then again with Cell. Or maybe it was just twice for him. Okay. But the point is, like, I think Krillin does hold the record. But there's plenty of other characters that have died 2 or 3 times. So Krillin's 4 isn't that far and away from anyone else.
So pretty much any DBZ character.
Yeah. Except for Mr. Satan. He's the only one that's never died. Ironically enough, because he's the worst. Honestly, I think we're about done. I don't think there's really too much else you can say about Darth Vader. Like, in terms of iconography, he's up there with Spider-Man and Superman. Like, everybody knows who Darth Vader is. He is probably the most marketed character from the Star Wars franchise, right?
Easily, yeah.
Like, Luke, he looks like a guy, so they can't market him that much because the best part of marketing is a mascot character, and a mascot can't really look like a person, and Darth Vader does not look like a person, so he fits the mascot mold, and so he's easily marketable. Because you can put him easily as an action figure in a video game, in a CGI, whatever. He looks right in any iteration. Whereas, like, if you try to make a cheap action figure of Luke Skywalker, well, his face comes out looking fucked up because he's made of plastic, and it's just not the same, right? So, like, but, like, you can make a cheap action figure of Darth Vader really easily because you don't got to worry about facial features. Just do his mask.
Yeah.
It's like he's been in all sorts of cameos. He was in Soul Calibur that one time.
He was in Soul Calibur?
Yeah, I want to say it was Soul Calibur 3. Had 3 different versions. Version, their secret character was Link from Legend of Zelda. The PlayStation 2 version was Heihachi from... No. I'm thinking of Spawn was on the Xbox and Heihachi was on PlayStation. That was Soul Calibur 3, I want to say. But the next one, Soul Calibur 4, Yoda and Darth Vader were in that game.
No shit.
Yeah, because it's the fighting game where the thing is that everyone has weapons, and so their weapons were just their lightsabers.
Were they allowed to use the Force?
I could not tell you. I didn't play it. I only know that they were there.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, it would have to be done in a way that it was part of their move set, because it's like the all of the attacks in that game are physical attacks of some kind, but like they can still get wacky. Like Valdo. Do you know about this guy Valdo?
No.
He's a weird BDSM man who is covered in leather straps and blades and like a gimp mask. And he would do this thing where it's like he could like bend backwards into like a ring, and he would like spin along the ground and cut you up. Or like sometimes he would like thrust his pelvis and juggle you in the air with a move like that.
That's rich.
Yeah, Valdo was unnerving, and I loved playing as him.
Imagine going into like a regular ass fight, and then he's your opponent.
Well, because all of his weapons were some sort of hand blade, so it was either like the tiger claws, like Wolverine has, or like just big old fucking like triple spade blades or whatever. But like one of his moves was he would like stab you with his hand blade, then lift you up over his head, and then just spin you like a top on top of his hand blade.
I'm surprised his weapons weren't dildos.
Oh man. Well, somebody actually recently made a video on YouTube about the history of Valdo and his references to real world gender barrier destroying warriors in history, and it's a very fascinating video. Like the entire gay and BDSM and effeminate and dancing communities and everything is sort of encapsulated in Valdo's character. And I think it's really interesting. If you get a chance, you should check it out.
All right. You gonna link it in the description?
No. I only have so much description space, and I've already got 5 links I've got to post in every episode.
Oh. All right.
Just like Google like history of Valdo or whatever, or YouTube history of Valdo. You'll find it.
All right.
But anyway, I think that'll about do it for our episode today. Join the Cape Corner Discord, where you can give suggestions to me and vote on what characters that you want to hear talked about. Consider supporting me on my Anchor page. I have a support page there. Even like if you just do $1 a month, some chump change shit, it would always be appreciated, and I'll make sure to thank you on the show. Follow Jay at Shitposter of America on Facebook. Follow Jordan at Jordan Blueman on or Blueman, sorry, on Twitter. Also, maybe give a listen to the Fandom Optimist podcast. I've been on there a couple times. They're really cool people. They're much less hateful and critical than I am. If you feel like it, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at BeyondBlue13. And share the episode with a friend. The more exposure that this series gets, the more that we'll be able to do. I forgot to have a break for an hour. Do it between the time when Jordan leaves and we continue, so that's fine.
What about the ending message that you usually do at every episode?
The thing to take away from Darth Vader, I guess supposedly it would be the lesson that it's never too better unless you've murdered half the inhabitants of the galaxy,
I was
then it might
thinking,
be too late.
I was thinking something more along the lines of, no matter how mad you are, you shouldn't abuse your spouse.
Yeah, you know what? Let's deal with the anger thing. Like Jordan was saying when he was on here, the thing that is that they try to excise from the body, but in order to live, in order to survive, to get out of bed, to eat, to sleep at a reasonable time, to exercise, to have any sort of aspiration or goal in life, you need to have motivations. And in order to have motivations, you need to feel something. You can't just have an emotionless creed that you live by, because you are then an automaton, and it's very easy to just fall apart as a person. How can you protect if you care for the people you're protecting? Not even on a personal general level. If you don't have human empathy, then you're not effective at protecting people. You are not a guardian. You are just a killer of other bad people. And about one thing, living life is better without. The Sith code, to mirror the Jedi code, talks about passion. Passion in something is to truly be alive. If we're lucky, we have maybe 100 years on this earth. And what would be the point of sticking around for it? You're just going through the motions. The people often feel feelings of suicidal desire is because they've had any passion for life stripped away from them, more often than not against their will. And it goes to show how much being able to feel matters. What matters most is not allowing yourself to be ruled by these emotions. The Sith were wrong because they allowed themselves to become absolutely embroiled in their emotions. They reveled in not only pain that they could feel, but in causing pain in others. They didn't just want to be able to feel negative emotions themselves. They went out of their way to cause it in others. And the truth is somewhere in between those two. Like how Mace Windu, we mentioned, has the purple lightsaber, and he embodies certain aspects of the dark side in the name. You have to be willing to use your negative emotions for positivity. You can't fight an enemy without anger. Allowing it to be hateful anger, you need to mold it into righteous fury. That's what truly gives you the ability to protect those you care about and to defeat people who would do them harm. And Darth Vader, if nothing else, he was always extremely adept at tapping into his love for others and his hatred for his enemies and using that to empower himself. So the message to take away is, don't be afraid of your emotions, embrace them, but Anakin Skywalker did, strive to control them instead of letting them control you.
That was pretty deep.
Thank you. I think about deep shit a lot. It's why I am sometimes nihilistic. Yeah. All right. So I think I'll do it. Closing thoughts?
Don't be Anakin Skywalker, be Obi-Wan.
It's a damn good message. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our first threesome. We'll pick this up again at some point. Like, this might be like a once every month and a half thing for now. Like, every once in a while, I'll decide to come back to the Star Wars episodes. But next week, it's back to superheroes. So again, join the Discord if you want to give me a suggestion for who I should talk about. Until then, stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes.
Don't forget to wear protection.
Why do you do that?
I think it's funny.
Man, all right.